Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the Armin Strom skeleton reference 65. You can see this white gold Armin Strom on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click the card in the upper right-hand corner of this screen at any time to go straight to our listing for this watch with full photographs, accessories, and pricing information. You can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. The Armin Strom reference 65 really resembles nothing else. Now, the thickness, 10 millimeters, that's classically inspired, and it does have a beautifully sloped bezel, double-stepped as it were, to allow a tight sleeve or dress cuff to easily ride up and over the flanks of this watch, but it does have modern wrist presence, being 39 millimeters across. It is 46 millimeters from extremity of lug to extremity of lug, so it's not vintage in its outright size, nor is it oversized in the modern vein. This is a watch that's right-sized, and you can see that the focal point within that gorgeous, beautifully scalloped case is the fully engraved Armin Strom AS06 movement. Now, I'll get to that in just a moment, but I want to emphasize that everything on the exterior of the case is beautifully finished and thoughtfully designed, starting with the strap itself. Now, you can see it is a monotone stitch, rectangular scale alligator, but it has just enough sheer shoulder to give it substantial presence and a real feeling of durability and lasting quality in the hand. Now, it's linked to a matching Armin Strom marquee pin buckle. The pin buckle, like the case, is in 18 karat white gold, and it's beautifully executed with alternately brushed and polished facets on both sides. What you'll also see is that the case itself is remarkably complex. Now, it does have stepped flanks, partially evacuated on the side. It has a sort of seashell evacuated pattern. Now, it's undulating, it's curvaceous, it has spectacular dazzling effects when moved through the light. It's a gorgeous sort of diagonal hand carving pattern that's been rendered on the case itself, and it contrasts beautifully with the stark geometric facets of the lugs themselves, which are hardly sensuous, more industrial, rugged, geometrically inspired, rectilinear. It's a gorgeous contrast between the two. Now, moving inboard, you can see it does feature a stepped bezel, beautifully polished in 18 karat white gold, with a feature at 6 o'clock that Armin Strom refers to as the lip. Now, this is a long-running design theme from the early models produced by Armin Strom himself to the present products, and it's designed to add a little bit of character and a little bit of directionality to the dial, that is to anchor it at 6 o'clock, but also to provide a platform for engraving of initials and personalization. And speaking of engraving, there is no shortage of it on the dial. Now, the Armin Strom manufacturer is essentially as old as Armin Strom the man as a watchmaker, but formally the company has decided that its point of inception is 1983. Now, Armin Strom himself has been retired since 2011, but the company, which is nevertheless a small concern with fewer than 25 employees total, does have 7 watchmakers who, in the fashion of Armin Strom, are both mechanically inclined watchmakers who perform assembly and adjustment, and artisans who conduct the freehand engraving and skeletonization of the calibers. And that's what you're looking at here. Now, there are many machine-manufactured skeleton movements in the industry today, and there are many that have stamped engravings. This is not like those. All that you see here is done freehand. It's done with traditional tools, hammers, files, chisels, leather, and the way it has created sort of a piece-unique effect on the caliber means that no two of these watches, and it is a limited edition of 25, are exactly the same. The dial has phenomenal depth, from the metallic brushed hour track outboard of the center dial to the plate itself. The base plate itself is beautifully decorated. If you can imagine the decoration on a Longa balance cock, it's very much like that, only so much more elaborate because it encompasses the entire movement. Now, this does obtain on both sides, creating an incredible layered effect on the front. It's just as spectacular on the reverse side of the watch. Now, here you can see the balance beating away. It is an ETA base movement. The fundamental core genus of this AS06 movement is an ETA 2892, and that's how the watch manages to remain so slim at only 10 millimeters thick, because the 2892 is exceptionally slim. It's also a convenient automatic winder with a hardy basic architecture, so while this is a beautiful hand-laid treatment, it is nevertheless an everyday wearable watch with a 42-hour power reserve. And for good measure, it has Edachron for easy adjustment by your watchmaker, and for precise setting of time, when you pull the crown, It does hack the balance, stop the seconds hand, and allow for precise synchronization of time. So what you're looking at is a true métier d'art piece with the heart of an Omega Seamaster Professional 300. It's beautiful, it's also rugged, it's everyday wearable. This is an ideal timepiece for someone who wants a watch that can work in formal occasions, but nevertheless has a sort of avant-garde exuberance to it and a rare craft. Watches like this are limited by the speed of the artisan's hand, not the speed of the machinery that manufactures it. This is a spectacular piece for someone looking to get into handcrafts in the luxury watch realm. You can see this Armin Strom skeleton reference 65 in white gold with hand engraved and skeletonized movement on our website, watchyouwant.com.